You've heard me say it before, but it's true then and it's true now. You are never not marketing. And I have Syreeta here today. She's going to tell us a little bit about herself, why this topic matters to her, and why it should matter to you. Syreeta, welcome to the show.
Hi, Shauna, and hi, everybody else that's listening and watching. I want to thank you, Shauna, for this opportunity and just really speaking about something at some point I struggled with, and that is marketing myself. Um, I think it's very important, just like you said in your intro, how we need to know that we're always marketing ourselves. So it's not just about posting on social media. It's literally about you walking out that door and wearing your brand colors. It's about you walking out that door and just end up somewhere, whether it's an eye doctor or something like that, and just telling people who you are. And they call it like elevator pitch, and just pretty much introducing yourself. So you're always marketing. You're always pretty much discussing who you are and things like that.
Absolutely. And the thing about this is that we're going to talk about how this impacted you individually, but also how it impacts the people who you serve within your business. And I think this journey is going to be a really interesting one. So let's start out with just your experience in business. How does it feel being a business owner?
I love it. I actually spoke about this or talked about this with my mom. I said, I really love having my own schedule. I used to work for people pretty much, I'm not going to say all my life, but pretty much like in my 20s, I was that person. I could not keep a job, but pretty much not in a bad way. I was in college, so I was at home a lot. And what I mean by home, I just would come home, from college for a break. And I remember this one person I was interviewing for this company, and he was like, "Hey, I see you've been working at different jobs. I don't know if I can hire you." And I explained to him like, "Hey, I'm a college student, and literally I just work seasonal, so I've always been this person. I wouldn't be at a job for a long term and a long time." And even my mom was like, "I hope this is the last job for you," because she actually is someone who stayed in her same position for like 20 something years, same pretty much job. So she never could understand like why I was always moving around. But I've learned I love being a business owner because I love to have control of my own time. I can do whatever it is I want to do. Whether I want to, like I did earlier, I took a nap, I wasn't on nobody clock, able to exercise, take care of myself. If I want to post something on social media, I'll post something. So just really having control of my own time and spending time with my family. Something else I realized, I'm a massage therapist too, by the way. So eventually I realized like, it's not easy, taking in clients at a certain amount of time, whether it's evening or something like that, because my family comes first. When I started massage therapy, it was pretty much just me and my son. I was a single mother. So to be able to have someone to share this life with, things have changed, So eventually I was just like, yeah, I'll take clients when I'm able, when my schedule is open,
Well, and what I'm hearing too, just all the way throughout, is that you've been marketing yourself throughout your entire life to prospective positions as you're going seasonal. You're able to market yourself in a way that's saleable in spite of the fact that you're job hopping, because it's very intentional and you're able to articulate that. Yes. You're able to market yourself to your mother. You're able to market yourself as you're growing into, you said you were a massage therapist?
Yes, I am. Yes.
Girl, listen.
I get that all the time. Wherever I go, you're a massage therapist. I had my daughter's nutritionist yesterday. "Oh, you're a massage therapist." It's like, I get it all the time.
And that's a lot, right? Like that's a heap, trying to get yourself out there in all of these different capacities to make sure that you're taking the right steps toward your own success. And I think that's really important too. How you described what success looked like to you. Time, freedom, time with family, being able to immerse yourself in the things that matter most in that moment, like a nap. Here's a little tangent. It's just, it blows my mind how many people market themselves for money, always the money, without realizing that there are a lot of people who just want peace. They just want time and choice and love and contentment. And that's what you just articulated to me right now. And so that means to me, I'm thinking, okay, so you're super busy. You want this time freedom. You want this peace of mind. You want this family time, the ability to nap if you want to. How are you keeping up with marketing? What does marketing feel like to you, I guess, before thinking about it in this way of you are never not marketing, thinking about marketing as the old big letter M marketing?
Well, that's a good question. Marketing to me, and this is something I realize about myself, I'm authentic. My audience are very authentic. And I've even had them say, hey, Syreeta, we want to hear more of your story, So I agree with you on that. It's not always about money, it's not always about, let me put this coaching program out there and see who's going to sign up. It's me being myself, my authentic self, and just letting my audience know, like, hey, I'm human. And also letting them know, like, I'm not after your money, This is my life, and it's up to you if you want to jump on the bandwagon, if you want to live this type of lifestyle. If so, you can contact me in this way. So I actually prefer that better. And I have sat in countless of meetings, and they're like, well, you got to let them know, what you're selling. And I'm like, well, I'm not really comfortable doing that. I don't like when some people pitch to me, without getting to know me. I just think that's very important. And I also shared this with someone some days ago. We live in a time where people literally, or some people, they just want to build that trust with you. You know what I'm saying? So, they could spend the money, but it's other coaches out there doing similar things that I'm doing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, that's it. Yeah. You're doing the attraction marketing, and I think that's a really different approach. We're not out there seeking. People get it in their heads that they want to be these sharks. They're out there targeting people and making sure that they're chasing for the sale. No. You're sitting here being your best self, having services to offer that can really change people's lives, and telling people about it. There's a difference there. If you come to me, beautiful, awesome. I'm here for you, my friend. If not, that's all right. I hope you have the best life possible.
Exactly.
It's completely different vibes, completely different outlook on marketing. And it starts at home, right? It starts from how you're marketing to yourself. You're not just a massage therapist. You're also a singles coach. Let's talk about that a little bit.
Yes. We can talk about that.
Where did that come from? I mean, let's be real. You are a massage therapist. You were a single mom with your son. You're going to college and living this life, job hunt, doing all these things. And then, you know what? I'm going to be a matchmaker or something to that effect, right? Like it's blowing my mind how this journey ended up here as a singles coach. Tell me about it.
So one thing about me, I've always been one that used to love romance. I love watching romantic movies. I was a Titanic fan, watched that 1,000 times, The Notebook. When I got introduced to that, I'm like, oh my God, I can't even put this movie down. Finally, okay, I can go without it. So I've always been one that used to love watching, just love, on movies, because I just would put my mindset like, oh, it'd be nice to have something like that. I'm also a writer. So I've always looked up, and I talked about this before. Sex in the City. That was my show. I wanted to be like another Carrie Bradshaw. Honestly speaking, I just love that she wrote about love. She wrote about dating and relationships, and that caught my eye right there. Like, man, if I could do that, go live in New York and be in the loft somewhere and just write, about my relationships, that's awesome.
That's
And what ended up happening, I end up doing that. I end up publishing, self-publishing, Transformation from Rejection to Deliverance, where I literally talked about my dating and relationship life, and what that looked like being a single mother, what that looked like just dating wrong, because it is a such thing as dating wrong, and being in the wrong type of relationship. So I found myself just on this journey of just love, caring about love. And then what put me on that pathway of being a singles coach is literally after I published Transformation. So once I published it, I had so many people like, oh my goodness, especially knowing my story and knowing who I am personally. They're like, how did you do it? How did you end up here? I mean, I remember, bridal showers usually, they celebrate you getting ready to get married. No, it was like an intervention. Like, I'm sitting here and my family is crowded around me asking me questions. How did you do it? Oh my goodness, you finally found love. And I'm just like, oh my goodness, like people really want to hear what I have to say about this. So that's what, helped me to pivot going that direction. But to actually become a coach, be so honest. Like I was at that place. I remember I did a podcast, and this was back in like 2018. And they were like, "You gotta have a name. What's your name?" And my name was Single Ladies Coach. And I struggled with that so hard. I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm a coach now. Um, so I put it down. And so after the pandemic 2020 happened, right? Told you I'm a massage therapist. So everything shut down. So I had no choice but to get myself out there and start that journey. And then leading up to having my daughter. So when I was expecting her, I had another moment where I had to stop, pretty much take a break from massaging. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to face my fears and just go ahead and coach because now I have no other choice. The doctor is telling me I had to sit down. I was not on bed rest, but they were telling me I need to take a break from what I was doing, like strenuous activity. And I carry my table, by the way. So I usually travel to my clients' homes. So they were telling me to slow down on that. So I was like, okay, this is the opportune time to just go ahead and start coaching. And I'm going on 2 years now, come October, as a singles coach. So that's pretty much my journey, how I got here.
That makes a lot more sense than whatever I had.
I know it's so I tried to narrow it down. I'm like, no, it all attaches itself.
No,
So
it
yeah.
totally tracks. In my brain, I was like, I feel like this is a leap, but really, no, it's a natural progression, and it's something that our listeners know. Our stories sell. And you've got the story, you've got the experience, and you've got that something special that we're able to sprinkle on top of everything to make the attraction marketing work. And you said something that I thought was interesting, is you can date wrong. You can date wrong. That feels so strange to me. And yet we've seen it. Mm-hmm. We've seen it. And I'm actually going to go out on a limb here and compare this to my expertise. So you're here in the dating world, getting singles to be able to navigate that dating world and find that special someone. And I'm here kind of helping business owners to be able to put themselves out there in a way that they can navigate the marketing world.
Right.
So they can find that special client. They're very, very similar. Mm-hmm. And like you can date wrong, you can also market quote unquote wrong. And I don't say wrong because there's not a right and wrong way in an umbrella, but a right and wrong way for individuals, depending on who they are and what their end result is, their end desire is. And
true.
So I'd like to hear a little bit more about what does it look like to date wrong? Because I've been out of the market. Girl, listen, I have been with my now husband for 18 years. We just celebrate. It's beautiful, and we're very happy. We just celebrated our 11-year anniversary of marriage, but we were together for like 7 years. So I don't even know what the dating world looks like. So what does it look like to date wrong?
Well, and I love how you said that, because it's no perfect way of doing it. But what I mean by wrong is that it's not, basically, when it comes to results wise. So if you are ready to be with someone, and I'm starting there, because some people would jump to marriage, but they haven't taken the chance to, or the time to get to know that person, which is my journey. Literally, that's what I had to do. I had to get to know the person that, I was with. So that comes to your goals, what you want to happen outside of that. So if you're dating, and I have heard this all the time, well, I'm dating to have fun. Okay. So it is a such thing as that. If you're not ready to settle down or be in a relationship or anything like that, you can just date to have fun. But that wasn't my story. Eventually I said, I'm tired of dating to have fun. Honestly, I never really wanted to date to have fun. I really wanted somebody. So mind you, from the beginning of the discussion, I was one that used to love watching romantic movies. So if I seen that, it put hope in me, like, okay, well, one day, hopefully this will happen for me. And then at other times, it's like, okay, but this is a movie. It's not going to happen for real. So it's all about what your goal is. So if you're dating to have fun, then of course you wouldn't even know if it's right or wrong, right? You wouldn't even know, how that would look like. But if you realize at some point, like, oh, I want more out of this, then it's like, okay, so how do I date in the way that I should? You know what I'm saying? From a healthy standpoint.
Absolutely.
So that's what I mean by that.
Well, look at what you just said, right? There's some people who are jumping into marriage, and then some people who are just dating for fun. They're just having a good time. But there's something to be said about that in-between space where you get to know a person and you mature that relationship and you take yourself and them on a journey of knowing that ends in the best possible solution, which of course would be marriage in this case. In the case of marketing, we're looking at a sale, a long-term client. And it's the same thing. If you jump right in to try to snipe a sale, snipe a marriage, that may not end so well for you. And if you're just playing around, well, you may get a sale or two. You may get a couple of interesting things that work out. That's not maintainable long-term. That doesn't give you the long-term sustainable nurturing and growth, that stability that comes with a true fleshed out marriage, right? You see the parallels, and it's just so beautiful. And it really comes from looking inward and asking yourself, hey, what are my goals? And how am I starting that marketing journey with myself, with the people around me, and the circumstances that I'm creating to get to that goal?
That's true.
I think that's really important perspective on both dating and marketing. Because you're never not marketing. Dating is marketing. Can you imagine showing up at a date and just being like, hi, so I expect to be treated like a queen all the time? You're not going to get anywhere, girlfriend. It's not going to happen. It's the same with marketing. You're not going to go out there and be like, oh, you buy from me because I'm splendid. I don't think that's going to work very well. So I think this is a really great platform to start from, is just this understanding. How are you putting out yourself out in the world to attract the people who you want to be in your space, whether it's intimate, whether it's professional, or anywhere in between. Now, that said, we've come to the end of our time, and I want to know, are there any last burning thoughts that you want to share with the world? Because if there are, I really want to encourage you to do so. Now, before you do, though, I'm going to ask everyone here to remember that these conversations happen every single week, and they are amazing and rich. So subscribe now so you don't miss the next conversation. Now, Syreeta, tell me, what is the burning thought that you need to share with the world?
I would say be true to yourself. A lot of times, and even how with social media and so much noise around you, you can get lost in what others are doing and how they're marketing themselves and just different things like that. But focus on what's true to you, and be honest with just yourself. Definitely not be afraid of setting goals. That's one of the things I usually would do when I coach singles is find out what their goals are, because if you don't have any goals, then it'll be difficult to reach anything. And I'm speaking this because that's me. Like, I literally got to the point, at some point, like, I don't even want to set any goals because of that whole fear of, is it going to work out? So two, if you're afraid, like, okay, I set this goal, is it going to happen? It's the fact that you set it. And when you set it, then you work towards it. Okay. And it just may not be an overnight goal, and that has to be acceptable. So be true to yourself and don't be afraid to set your goals.
I love that. And of course, you've got a community where you can support people with that.
Yes. And it's my community is called Women Loving Again. And the reason, just the name itself, it brings me back to a place where when I experienced dating and dating like not the right people for me, because that's where it started with me. I wanted the right person for me, not the right person, just that, but for me. That would love me unconditionally, no matter where I was in my life, that respected and honored me and all of that. So this group is actually a place for women who have experienced heartbreak, usually to those who were married and end up having a divorce and separations and things like that, but still have hope. Okay, still have hope and love. To join this community, if you feel like that's you, and if you feel like that you need help and you need guidance with that. And in this group, I post like encouraging quotes. I even come on live time to time and share what's on my heart, just to help encourage the ladies in there, because let's face it, when we go through heartbreak, that could get us to the point of just feeling like hopeless and feeling like we don't have faith. So I definitely want to encourage anyone, a woman who needs this type of community. And it's sisterhood. So it's no judgment zone. It's literally a place where, we all can just love on each other where we are. So.
Oh, I love that. That is so perfect. And that's exactly the vibe that we want to create in this community that we have here, is just support one another. It's hard to go through all of this alone as a woman, as an entrepreneur, as a human being on this dang planet. We're not meant to do it alone. So definitely go over to that community if you're a good fit and navigate it with someone else so that it feels a little less lonely. And if you're feeling like your marketing journey is a little bit drier and lonelier than you would like it to be, then head over to www.shaunalee.com to learn a little bit more about my approach to marketing, which puts people first, uses psychology to get your goals a lot faster.